Hi there, it's Fruity Mama Yulia, nutrition and lifestyle coach at Rossum Healthy, and today I've got two beautiful ladies with me. So first, Gabriela Ranzi of Creating Healthy...
That's my book.
That's your
Creating
book.
Healthy Children.
Yeah, he wrote a best-selling book. I really recommend it to you, Creating Healthy Children, and her daughter, Gabriela. So I'm going to be interviewing Gabriela today, and she will talk a little bit about how she was a raw vegan since the early age, right? And then she went off the diet, and then she learned her lessons and pretty much went back on a high raw vegan lifestyle. So I wanted to ask you about, so how long were you raw vegan for before you started to explore other foods as well?
Yeah, so my mom got into raw veganism when I was about 5 years old, and I didn't think of anything of it at the time. I just ate whatever she gave to me, and I've always loved fruits and vegetables. I've always eaten salad, greens. I never was like one of those picky children about fruits and vegetables. I have always loved all of that kind of stuff. And then, at age 5, my mom got into raw veganism, and she kind of converted our entire family. And it was great. I loved it.
And then what happened? So you got to your teens?
Yeah, so we pretty much were raw vegan from, I'd say, and not like 100% raw vegan, but mostly raw vegan, especially in our home. And then sometimes when we'd go out to a potluck here and there, I would eat some cooked vegan food or something, but really once in a blue moon. And then as I got older, probably about 12, I'd say, was the age that I started getting really interested in what other people were eating. And it wasn't so much that I didn't think that veganism was good or that raw was good. I was just so interested to taste all these things and that I'd never really been experienced to before. And so at that point I felt like I wanted to fit in more with my friends, I think, and I think that was my main thing was that I wanted to eat what everybody else was eating and try what everybody else was trying. And so that kind of continued, and then when I became a teenager and started to drive, that's when I kind of went off and I just rebelled against my mom. And I think that it was important for me at the time to be able to do that, and to go off. And I haven't ever eaten meat. I've never eaten meat my whole life. For some reason there was something, I know too much and I love animals too much to be able to do that. But I ate, dairy. I started to eat dairy. I wanted to just eat pizza and ice cream with my friends and not think about all these other things that she was telling me. But at that time, I was still living at home. So I would go out with my friends and I'd eat that stuff, but then I'd still come back and my mom would make me a smoothie or something, So I was still eating vegan probably, 75% of the time. But then when I became 18 and I went to college, then I was really on my own for the first time. And I started kind of going into that typical college lifestyle, eating pizza at 3 a.m. and, doing drinking and smoking. And that was really the first time in my life that I felt fully the effects of the food that I was eating on my body. And I started to feel my energy draining. And I was amazed, after doing that 2 nights in a row, my body would just shut down. I'd be in bed the next day, and all my friends, they'd be able to keep going. Yeah. And I was like, how come, they can just keep doing this day after day, but I get sick, it's not fair. Yeah. But really it's that my body was still so sensitive and still in such a healthy place that it was responding so quickly. And so that at that point is when I came back to veganism. And I got a blender in my dorm room and started making green smoothies, and
I've
been back ever since. Yeah. I got patches of acne in certain places on my body, and just kind of overall my energy just went down. I didn't really gain much extra weight, but I felt slow, and I had this kind of fog in my head. And, you know, for me, it's like growing up vegan and mostly raw vegan, I know what that how good that feels and what I feel like when I'm on that diet. And so when I go off, whenever I do, it's like I feel it immediately, and I know what it's like to feel good, and I know how to feel good. And so it's so easy for me. It's like I just go back to eating the way that I know.
So thanks to your mom, you had that you had something to benchmark against, right? And you had that foundation.
Exactly.
And I guess it was a challenge for you, right? Watching your kids go off. And
it was a big challenge for me, and I wasn't always very understanding about it. As they got more involved in the standard American lifestyle, I had to back off in order to maintain a relationship with them. But from time to time, I would, continue to get involved with it again. And it wasn't good for me to do that because it just made them push away from me more.
Yeah.
And I believe in this so strongly that it can be difficult for a parent who really believes in it and wants to see the best for their children. And you just have to, I think, for me though, because of the fact that my kids went way off and now have come back to eating mostly or a lot of raw living plant foods, lots of fruits and vegetables. They didn't come back to totally raw, but I think that they know. And so it's not up to me. They're young adults. They have to make their own decisions.
So it's just a great example, because I know how many parents feel about their children, that when they are with them at home, they can feed them with healthy food, then they go off, then they go into like in teenage age where it's all about rebelling everything. And many of them may think, okay, well, I haven't done the right, I'm not good enough, I haven't perhaps taught them enough things. But nonetheless, you've laid that foundation, and you never know what's going to happen later on in life,
you
right?
Just don't.
And really, that's all that you can do. That's all that you can do, is lay that healthy foundation and feed them healthfully. And really, for me, I'm so grateful for it now, because at the time I was not, but now I'm so grateful because so many of the people that I know, it's like when they get sad or they get sick or they get depressed, they go back to what their parents fed them when they were young. Right. So they want macaroni and cheese, they want a meatloaf or whatever it is. Whereas for me, when I'm getting low and I'm sick and I'm like, I need to eat some fruit, I need to cleanse, I need to go have some green juice or something, because that's what I know and that's what my foundation is. And for all those other parents out there who are trying to do this with their children and raise their children healthy, to just trust that the children have that knowledge within them, and that even if they do go off, that's what they know and that's what they will return to ultimately.
That's awesome. Awesome example to other parents and great advice. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And it's so great to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's so great to see you eating raw food and glowing. It's like a great example of a raw vegan. And Karen's been raw vegan for how many years now?
Let's see. So
over 20, right?
I've been a vegetarian for 44 years, and I've been a vegan for 27 years, and I've been raw vegan now. I'm in my 23rd year.
Ooh, that's amazing. Yeah. Thank you for showing such a great example. Okay, so what challenges are you facing with your kids right now, and are you going to continue pursuing your healthy living goals with them? Post your comments below and post your concerns and experiences below as well. And if you want to connect with Karen Ranzi, go to her website at
superhealthychildren.com. Super Healthy Children.
Super Healthy Children. And you've also got Facebook page at Super Healthy Children, right?
Yeah, the Facebook page, it gets a little confusing because my book is Creating Healthy Children. So the Facebook page is Creating Healthy Children.
Okay.
Or my profile page is Karen Ranzi.
Or if they go to your website, they can connect to all that.
My website.
And I'm online as well, and on Gabriela Ranzi.
Gabriela Ranzi. Well. Awesome. All right, thank you so much and all the best. So nice seeing you here, ladies.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.